was Chatty Belle, guys, the world's largest talking cow. You can put a few quarters in her and she will talk. I mean, she'll talk about cheese and Wisconsin. Yeah, you might say the message is quite cheesy. I tried. Golf course. We already passed some stuff. There was the little local store back there, Russell's. They got an A&W Chevy dealer that's been there forever. Down here, of course, every small town back in the day had one of these Pizza Huts. They still got one. And then over here we got Hardee's. I mean, that was a big thing back in the day, back in high school, coming over here to go to Hardee's or go to Pizza Hut. That was living, that was exciting times. And then you got Quick Trip, which they're infiltrating everywhere in Wisconsin. Look at that place, completely packed. I have my thoughts on Quick Trip. I mean, people love them. But at the same time, guys, I would definitely try to support the locally owned gas stations. That's just me. Like this place. Alright guys, so here we are, we're at the bowling alley. And here's one of the cabins. Built by my man Jonas Yoder. But anyway, what I'm here to do is put up a banner on this thing, a box for the flyers right there, and then some pricing inside, and we can go take a look around that cabin, see what it's all about. These cabins are really pretty sweet, actually. You can live in them and they're movable. So this is over here for display. Kind of the story behind that is the owner of the bowling alley is also the guy who owns the heating and cooling, and I put the shop over here, and I put air conditioning in my store in the world headquarters this year, which is a nice improvement. Man, it feels good. Anyway, so that's how I got the connection over here. He said, yeah, if you guys want to put one of your cabins over here, feel free. So all right, guys, well, let's go in here and take a look at what we got. This is actually the first time I've been in this one because it got placed over here, and it's taken me a few days to get over here to check it out. But yeah, these are really nice little cabins. Let's take a look at this one. Hickory cabinets, and look at the countertops. Look at that finish. Got a sink in here, kitchen cabinets. These are all Amish built cabins or cabinets. We got a loft, little ladder. Climb up here, look at this. Windows up here. Definitely could put some storage up here, use it for storage, or kids could sleep up here. That's what a lot of people are buying these for, is like a little vacation home on their little piece of property up north or whatever like that, and they had grandkids come over and they sleep up in the loft. Ceiling fan, remote for that. It does have it's all wired for, you know, you can put your stove here, refrigerator. It's got electric heat in it right now. That's already done. And then let's go back in here. Shower. full shower, sink, hot water heater, pressure tank, toilet. Of course, it's for us English. It's not Amish. We have toilets in these. There is no outhouse for this. They actually know how to build it for the Englishmen. Let's go over here to the bedroom. Look at this bedroom. Nice. You know, you got your thermostat and the breaker. You got 100 amp service in here. So these are nice, guys. I maybe would even want to buy one of these someday, and you know, just where the maple dude wants to get away and hide out, get away from it all. You could put a front porch off the front. Outlets. It's really nice. Real nice cabin. Well, there you have it. 14 by 40 cabin. This thing is 64,950. And you can call me, the Maple Dude, at 715-571-3329 for more info. Those will be delivered anywhere in Wisconsin, included in the price, and we can take them outside of Wisconsin as well. It's a nice cabin. Now I just got to take some pictures of it for Facebook, because I will put it on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, guys, that's what I do out here in central Wisconsin, is sell those Amish cabins and sheds. So if you're interested, hit me up. But if you want to talk selling sheds versus selling maple, whew, that's a lot easier, and that's a lot better money for the input put into it. It's a nice little add-on. Yeah, maple syrup, it's a crazy world. Now let's get into TMD's correct opinions. Maple syrup, can you think of any other quote-unquote business that operates the way maple syrup does? You know, people, what I see is people not raising their prices despite their input costs going way up. Containers way up, plastic bottles way up, glass bottles, that's all up. Packaging, the equipment, fuel, all that stuff. Everything that you do to make the product has gone up in the past couple years quite a bit. But what you see, you still see guys out there charging $10, $12 a quart. It's an interesting kind of situation with maple, because I think it stems from the fact that you have people, you know, at all different kinds of levels mixed in together. You got people down doing a few trees for their own use, to the hobbyists, to the people trying to make a living. There actually aren't that many people actually making a living off of it, but you've got the people tapping trees, selling some syrup ostensibly as a business. And what it becomes is, it's not easy to sell. It's not easy to sell it, especially here in Wisconsin, when everybody and their uncle makes some. And then you've got the people who want to give it away. So you got kind of a mixed pot of people with different goals in it and everything. And, you know, it leads to that undercutting of price just to move product, despite the input costs going up. I mean, when I see most people in my area, even the people that would be considered a little bit larger producers, and we don't have gigantic big producers in my area, but people that have a few thousand taps or whatever, in most cases, they're just taking the money that they make from it, or the revenue that they make from it, and putting it right back into getting more equipment the next year. So they're never actually really making any money on it. It's just spending more money on the pursuit of that liquid gold. And that kind of plays into the fact that at almost all levels, really, it is a hobby. The guys doing it in the backyard with a few trees, to the guys with a couple hundred trees, to the guys with a few thousand. I'll even say guys with some with tens of thousands of taps. It's essentially a hobby because they have other businesses that actually make the money for them, even at that level. And they're just throwing, you know, the sales of the drums of syrup right back into buying next year a bigger vacuum pump, or, you know, a monitoring system for the sap in the woods, you know, and the vacuum and that. That's generally what goes on with maple syrup. See, guys, with maple syrup, it's kind of essentially, I'm going to be honest with you, kind of a pissing contest. That's just the way it is. It's kind of the way guys are, the way they go about it. It's who's got one more tap than the next guy. Who's got, you know, who can make one more gallon of syrup than the next guy. I mean, it doesn't make any difference if you're making any money. We got guys around here that pay way too much for sap, and they don't even realize, or they don't care, that when they sell their syrup in the drums, they're way overpaying for that sap, but it's worth it to them because they want to run their big equipment. You know, they want to have that sap coming in, and essentially they're kind of like, their hands are tied because they've bought equipment too big for their own operation, so they need the sap coming in. They have to buy the sap, and they have to pay too much for it because they need it to run the equipment that they have. Because, you know, putting that out there that we've got this evaporator and we've got another one, you know, just sitting right next to it just as big, and, you know, we're going through this much sap per hour and all this. At the end of the day, if you ain't making any money, it's a hobby, and I don't care how much syrup you make or how many taps you make. It's a hobby if you aren't making a living on it. Hope that doesn't offend anybody, but that is kind of what it breaks down to. I've kind of gotten to a little niche where I am actually able to make a living solely from maple syrup, and then add-ons like the cabins and stuff, because I don't give away my product. I sell it for a decent price, and I've branded it. I've created a brand, and that brand is the Maple Dude, and that brand is me. I mean, I get called the Maple Dude. If at some level, at the end of the day, when I pass away, I will be able to say that, hey, I got to a point where people did not call me by my name, my birth name. They call me, hey, Maple Dude. And if in some regard there's a measure of winning in life, I would say that's it. I've achieved it, the pinnacle. I'm like Prince or J-Lo. One name that is not my name. I'm Tim, but people call me the Maple Dude. Guys, have a great week. Thanks for tagging along. Stay tuned. Please like and subscribe. Guys, talk to you soon, and remember, always keep it real.